Gold Standard Live Radio Network here on our lunchtime, 12 p.m. February the 11th, 2026. A little lunchtime update here on our break while we eat and do a little crypto in the afternoon. The Gold Standard's new format. Remember, become members of Jabroni Killers. Once we get to 100 members, it starts at $3.99 a month to support the page. We will have a live morning radio show and a afternoon or evening radio market close wrap up every single day once we get to 100 followers. And this appears to be a good platform to use to stream live to you, as the quality, the video, and the audio seems to work beautifully. And we're going to move along with this video because it gives us the ability to do a live, which the people seem to like, and we can look at the chart, which everybody loves. And if we take a look at the chart, that ever so lovely Bitcoin chart in the daily time frame, you can see we've had some movement down big time in the price action, with the 50-day moving averages have trended way down here. As we can see, the 50-day is just below the 200-day now in the weekly at 83,000. The price action is ever so slightly below the 67,000 and change, which is the 200-day moving average in the weekly time frame. And that leaves me to believe something we've been talking about for the better part of a year, as this price is eventually going to get down all the way down here to the 51,000, which is going to put a lot of strain on some of these quasi Bitcoin treasury companies that have borrowed and mortgaged their company's future to bet that Bitcoin could only go up. And now the price is going places other than up, right? And you can see we were in this long 3-year rising channel, which is a bullish continuation pattern that started here in early 23 onto 22, but it's bearish reversal at the topping out. And often it comes down to where the channel started, which would leave it close to $27,000 for a targeted move. And if we clear that out of there and take that off, that's why we have a price down there at 27,000, right about where the channel confirmed. But you could even say it could go down as low as 11,000, right? But these are all levels the Gold Standard is watching right now. To see where this goes in this bear market, right? Ethereum, if we take a look at this, because we don't have a lot of time, we're just on our lunch time here. We only have a half an hour for lunch. It's at 12:01 p.m. So I got about 15 minutes. You can see the Ethereum price has broke down ever since we got rejected and tapped the 49.6092 all-time high, breaking a 2.5-year pattern where you had major resistance up here, resistance, finally broke out, and then you couldn't hold it and broke back into it. So that's a fake breakout of this pattern. And then you would technically think you would come all the way back down and retest the bottom part of that pattern, which is sitting there lined up beautifully with another major support level, which we can get rid of that. And that major support level was 1,035, which just so happens to be the bottom part of this blue support and resistance box, the area where you just fell out of from another support box. You fell straight down and wicked exactly to the 1782, the top part of this blue support and resistance box. But see, like right here, when you dip back into it and you held it last time, you had a nice rally. This time you're coming back into it, it's not looking like you're going to have as much rally. If you get back into here, you will shoot straight down into this 1,035.50 in the blink of an eye, just like that, right? So that's what you got to watch out for over the next several days to weeks, is I think the Gold Standard thinks this is where the price in the short to medium term is coming. And if you're trying to get a short bounce to the 50-day up there at 28.62 in the daily, you got to hold that 1782. If not, you have major downside risk, right? Same thing with the XLM. Ever since that blow off top there with the hyper pump and euphoric top of last December and the Donald Trump induced rally when he won the presidency, you can see the price we called the bear market there, and we warned, and everybody wanted to buy, and they were FOMOing in all the way up, and we were warning all the way up. If you didn't buy down here, do not buy on the pump. And if you bought down here, ride the pump, and when you're satisfied with the profit, sell some of your bag and reap the rewards of your 4 to 10x move. But if you were trying to buy up here, you were making a brutal strategic life-changing mistake, because an extended bear market was coming and multiple better buying opportunities would be there. And you can see over the last 13 to 14 months now, almost 15 months, 14.5 cents is a way much more phenomenally better buying opportunity than 62 to 63 cents, than it was at 53 cents, than it was at 28 cents, 43 cents. The big fake out of the July rally that everybody thought this was it, and they all bought back in the top. None of them bought the pre-pump. They all bought that rally, and then they've held it all the way down. And the gold standards had 7 cents and 2.5 cents ever since we made this high back here over a year ago. And we warned about the hysteria, the criminal gangsters and the market manipulators and the paid promoters to fleece the retail trader and investor to get you to buy that top. Just sit there to hold the bag again for the 4th consecutive time. And the gold standard warned you, but did you listen? I don't know. A lot of you didn't listen. And based on this channel not exponentially growing like all these other paid promoting channels and the channels that tell you it's only going up, I would say people didn't heed my warning like they should have, or the gold standard's warning, the gold standard team. That's why we're called the gold standard, because that's what we're doing around here. We need to get all that out of there. Get out of there. But you can see that's where we're looking at, and I think we have a very, very plausible chance to come down to that 7 cents level. The XRP is the same thing. We called the top back here. Again, just like the rest of these coins, we told you that was a top, and there was likely to have major downside risk and much better buying opportunities. We quickly wicked down to $1.61 before you had that ferocious rally. But back here we hit you hit 99 cents there. Back earlier here, we hit on a big fake down to the downside. We hit $1.61 before a ferocious rally that led into the June blow off, new regional top at 366. Conveniently, it's on a 6.6 with a 3 there, so it's 666 on the numbers, right? I didn't make the numbers or make it stop there. That's where it stopped. But you can see we've had a fastly falling moving averages, where you have the 50-day moving average is all the way down here. You got the 100-day moving average is moving down quick. Of course, it's going to give me problems and hit everything but what I'm clicking, because that's just what it does. We've broken down below the 50-day moving average in the weekly time frame, the 200-day moving average in the weekly time frame, and now we're crashing. And if we get below that $1.42 and can't stay on top of it, your next support level is 89 cents and then 70 cents. So if you're looking for a short-term bounce in the XRP, you're looking to hold this 200-day and make a run back up here at the 50-day moving average in the weekly time frame. Because if you don't, you're looking and staring at the barrel of 70 to 89 cents between the top part of that blue support and resistance box and an 89 cent support level, right? So those are critical areas in the XRP price, critical areas in the cryptocurrencies, as major corrections and collapses have taken place over the last 12 months. Bitcoin reacts to major U.S. job data beat as Fed rate pause odds near 95%. And that's going to cause gold to fall, and that's going to cause some of these risk assets in crypto to fall. Stick with the gold standard. We're going to let you go and see exactly how this uploaded, if it sounds good, after using 8 minutes. Thank you for watching another live broadcast. Jay.